another video, so it looked like someone has told Caitlin Clark she has a huge target on her back.
Did you hear what Sabrina Ionescu said about Caitlin Clark? She made a bold statement, predicting Clark will be under immense pressure next season. But why is a veteran like Ionescu speaking on a rookie? And why now? There might be more to this than it seems. Let's take a step back and look at what Clark endured last season. Women's basketball is no walk in the park, and for Clark, every game was a battle, pushing her limits both physically and mentally.
WNBA and take the most brutal punishment of all the damn athletes in the league. People made it their business to try to injure Caitlin Clark, hurt Caitlin Clark. Even it felt like the referees was in on it at times.
Can you believe the punishment Clark took last season? She faced some of the toughest, most physical play we've seen, enough to make you cringe just watching. At times, it felt like opponents weren't just defending her. They were trying to take her out of the game entirely.
It's to get, because there was also a stat that came out a few weeks ago that said Caitlin Clark received 17% of the WNBA's flagrant fouls this season, and 80% of those flagrant fouls were committed by the Chicago Sky against Caitlin Clark.
Imagine stepping onto the court knowing your opponents aren't just trying to stop you from scoring. They are coming for you. This season, Clark accounted for 17% of all flagrant fouls in the league, a staggering number. Game after game, she took relentless hits, pressure that could break even the toughest players, both physically and mentally.
And all of a sudden, we're pretty close. This has been as close as it's been, 44 to call. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Kennedy Carter.
But here's the twist. Clark didn't just endure the punishment, she thrived. Game after game, she took the hits, got back up, and kept delivering. It's almost like the more they tried to break her, the stronger she became.
Yeah. But the stuff toward her is petty and jealous. And the thing I love about her, she never says a word.
You might be thinking, surely the refs stepped in to protect her, right? Well, not exactly. There were plenty of moments where it seemed like officials turned a blind eye to the excessive physical play against Clark. At times, it felt like she wasn't just battling opponents. She was up against a system determined to slow her down.
So there have been cheap shots, there have been hard fouls, there have been other plays that haven't even been called flagrant fouls. But when you have the face of your league getting nearly 20% of all flagrant fouls called against her, that is an issue. And that's not just an issue that the players have to work out. That is from top down. That goes to the commissioner level. Like, that is the level that needs to control these kinds of things.
But here's the thing. They couldn't break her. No matter the hits or cheap shots, Clark kept coming back, draining threes, making clutch passes, and leading her team. That proves she's not just talented, she's built different. Her resilience and mental toughness are what separate the good from the great.
It's here. It is a mentality thing.
Now, let's get into Sabrina Ionescu's comments on Caitlin Clark, because they've been making waves across the basketball world.
But so it said, Sabrina Ionescu claims that Caitlin Clark has a target on her back thanks to her huge influence on the WNBA and women's basketball in general.
Ionescu made a bold statement, predicting that Clark will face intense scrutiny next season. That might sound like standard pressure for a star, but here's the twist. Ionescu isn't trying to intimidate her. In fact, she's been one of Clark's biggest supporters. It almost feels like she's passing the torch while giving Clark a heads up about the weight that comes with it.
Ionescu was quick to praise Caitlin Clark's attributes, but she did not admit that the 23-year-old fame and talent is scrutinizing at a much higher level than others in an interview with you.
Here's the thing. Ionescu knows this pressure firsthand. When she entered the league, all eyes were on her. Expectations were sky high, and every opponent wanted to test her. Now, she's seeing history repeat itself. Clark.
I've always, supported her through her college career and just wanted to be someone that she can come to and ask any questions entering the league. And, obviously she has a target on her back, just like a lot of us do, in terms of understanding what it is you're trying to accomplish in the league.
Ionescu is giving Clark a heads up, offering mentorship and advice. Clark has already battled tough competition, but Ionescu knows the pros are a different beast. Her message is clear. Things are about to get even tougher.
But what we're seeing, but not generalizing, not by every WNBA player, but by some, I believe Kennedy Carter in that specific incident, is envy. Because post-game, when you go to the presser and you don't want to answer questions about Caitlin Clark, why? You answer questions about other individuals, but you don't want to answer questions about Caitlin Clark. I believe what we are seeing is envy. Now, it's a human response. When you were a kid, if somebody had new Jordans that you did not have, you wanted them. Envy is a natural human response. I would be shocked if we weren't seeing envy, but I will not gaslight the viewers, the fans, and you watching by trying to act like individuals are not envious of Caitlin Clark.
Ionescu pointed out that Clark isn't just dealing with rookie challenges. She's carrying superstar expectations. With major endorsements, non-stop media attention, and a massive fan base, every WNBA player will be looking to test her. But Ionescu isn't trying to intimidate her. She's excited about what Clark brings. She even embraced the spotlight Clark is attracting to the league, saying, "It'll be tough, but you're going to make our league better."
What Caitlin's been able to do in the college game, continuing to push it forward. She's selling out every arena she's going to, and obviously the WNBA is excited to bring her in market wherever she's going to end up, and continuing to push the game. I think the more players that we continue to have, the better it is that we're going to be able to enter different marketplaces and have different fan bases and continuing to break records. And so, excited to see her finish out her senior year and, figure out what she's going to do, whether she's going to stay or go. But regardless of what she's doing, she's changing the game of basketball.
Clark's arrival is ushering in a new era for the WNBA. The Indiana Fever aren't just welcoming her, they are building around her. By signing tough, experienced players like Sophie Cunningham and DeWanna Bonner, they are making it clear. Their goal isn't just to compete, it's to win a championship.
So the Indiana Fever have got their enforcer. They have got their enforcer for Caitlin Clark. And I'm not going to lie, when it comes to Caitlin Clark and their enforcer, last year everyone was talking about the needing an enforcer. And the closest thing they had was Erica Wheeler. That was the closest thing they had for someone to defend Caitlin Clark was Erica freaking Wheeler. Maybe Tammy, but Caitlin Clark was getting hit a lot. She was getting hit a lot early and they needed their Charles Oakley.
This is exactly why the Indiana Fever's strategy makes sense. They know what Clark has endured and how much physical play she can take. By adding tough, battle-tested players, they are sending a message to the league. ***, not on our watch. ***.
When it comes to DeWanna Bonner's tough. We're not going to mess with DeWanna Bonner, but I wouldn't call her an enforcer. Natasha Howard, the same. I wouldn't call her an enforcer, but you don't mess with her. Sophie Cunningham, on the other hand, yeah. Sophie Cunningham is literally the, for lack of a better word, the biggest shithouse in the WNBA.
The Fever aren't just protecting Clark, they are unleashing her. They know she can handle the pressure, but now they want to see what she can do when she's free to play her game. Clark is already a game changer, redefining the league before even stepping on a WNBA court. And did you see her Super Bowl commercial? It was 3 times longer than most ads, not just about the airtime, but about the impact. Clark's commercial wasn't just an ad, it was a statement. A declaration of resilience and defiance in women's sports. Shot after shot, she kept going, unfazed by doubt or criticism. Her message was clear, ***, I'm here, I'm ready, and I'm not backing down. Just like her commercial shattered expectations, so does her game. Clark's style is electric, she makes the impossible look effortless. But it's not just the deep threes or highlight plays, it's her court vision, leadership, and ability to elevate everyone around her.
Stays here with Indiana. Clark, a deep one. You bet! A Brooklyn logo bomb from Caitlin Clark.
Most efficient, best performance in terms of shooting the back.
Now realizes it. Clark trying to take her defender, pulls up and hits from the mid-range. 20 points for Caitlin Clark.
A really good feel for when she should take a defender based on who it is, and that